As many of you know by now, I still stubbornly hold on to the old school way of living, even though we are firmly trapped in the modern era. Somebody looked at my watch the other day and he said, that old Casio, is that an original or is it one of those nice modern reproductions? And I smiled and said, oh no. This is the real McCoy. Let me tell you the story. When I was a kid, growing up in the 1980s, these were the kinds of watches that we all dreamed about. But it's the kind of watch that only the richest boy in school could afford, and more than likely it was his older brother, who'd already just landed his first job and used his first 2 months of salary to buy a really nice watch. They were incredibly sought after, very, very popular, and they were very practical watches also. They're very strong. This one is rated for 200 meters water resistant, and it says it's shock resistant. In fact, it was quite well known for being very, very shock resistant. And the model is a DW5200, it says. Supposedly the serial numbers can be traced. I checked briefly. I'm not sure if the results were accurate, but they've got quite a collector's following now, and they're very popular, and they are being reproduced, many of them. So eventually, somewhere along the line, I eventually managed to buy one, and later on I got another one, and I had 2 more simpler ones before these. That's maybe a separate story if you like the story. So I tested the G-Shock capability of this watch about a year ago, quite dramatically. At the business, we were closing up one Friday afternoon, and we'd already shut the doors, and we've got this service pit that you stand in the pit and then you can work on cars from below. It's about 6.5 feet deep. So I'm 6 feet tall, so it's just a little bit deeper than I am tall. And what we do during the evenings, we park the big truck with its wheels on either side of the service pit, and then all the pickups come and stand in line in front of it, and then we shut the doors. And that afternoon I was going through the factory thanking the staff. It's been a very intense week, and they've been very enthusiastic and very cooperative, and I was just walking around in the semi-darkness, and I completely forgot about the service pit, and next thing I knew, the ground vanished from beneath my feet, and down I went, straight down. Luckily I didn't fall, but I fell straight on my 2 feet, and just the sheer water hammer effect, that shock of landing on my feet was very bone jarring. It rattled me. I didn't get too hurt, except that my feet were very sore for the next couple of days, and I scraped my elbow, and the watch caught along the side as I went down, and it ripped the watch strap off. The strap is not original, and the thing broke in 2 or 3 pieces. And so I got out, and I felt very foolish, very embarrassed, and unhappy with myself. And I took the watch, and the watch was still working. Much to my surprise, nothing broken. So I put it in a drawer, and it lay there for about a year. And so just recently I took it out, and I thought, you know what, I really enjoy wearing this watch. This is not one of my dress watches, but it's a very practical day-to-day wearing watch, and I thought, I don't know if I can get a replacement strap for this in a town like mine, so let's see if I can fix it. And I took my Leatherman tool, and I pried the little links loose, and I reshaped them, and very carefully, very gently bent them close again, and put the thing back together, and would you believe it? Perfect. Almost can't even see where it was repaired. So now I'm wearing it again. Supposedly the batteries are supposed to last for about 2 years or so, but this one, I think I last replaced it at least 5 years ago, and they just last. They go on and on and on. So let me tell you something. There's nothing like old school. So if you enjoyed the story, perhaps at a later time I'll tell you some more Casio stories, particularly about the previous 2 more simpler ones that I that I got when I was in a primary school as a young boy, early 80s. So, hope you enjoyed this. Bye.